Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another video on Cracked Wide Open. I'm Star Delta 9. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing well. Let me change this around here just a little. Get situated here. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to give everybody a chance to come in, get something to drink here. I'm parched. Parched. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I can't see the chat right now. So if you're here, welcome. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much. Won't you consider subscribing? I'd love to have you. I'm going to, yeah, I didn't even bring myself a piece. Let me get myself a piece. Okay. So I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes to come on in. Say hello. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Isn't this weather crazy? I'm here to talk a little bit about the energies and what's going on. See if you all are feeling any of that. I'm going to take a rip really quick and then see if I can't shift this. Maybe I can shift this screen around a little bit so I can see you. Oh, I could just put y'all on my phone. So I'm smoking on Dream Cookie and a little bit of green crack. Tell me what you guys are smoking on. You know a girl wants to know. Thank God I have cannabis during all this energy, because I'd be at my doctor's asking them for Xanax or Valium or something, because this energy is just crazy. I got myself a raspberry lemon orange water. We need to be drinking and hydrating as much as possible. You know, we are made up of water and cells. Cheers, everybody. Excuse me. Okay. Welcome back to another video on Cracked Wide Open. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Monday. If you don't know who I am, I'm Star Delta 9, and doesn't really make any difference. Just call me Star, call me Hey, call me Girl. Just don't call me late for dinner. I'm going to light a couple white candles for spirit. I'm going to ask all the ascended angels and masters to come on in, and our guides to come on in. Where one or more are gathered, the energy is totally impacted twice as much. So I want to talk a little bit about these energies with you guys. On June 10th at approximately 5:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, there is a solar eclipse that is taking place in the sign of Gemini. It'll occur somewhere around 19 degrees. So check your placement in your chart and see where Gemini is at 19 degrees in your chart and in what house. And it'll kind of tell you what these energies are stirring up for you and in what area of your life. This solar eclipse is acceleration of a start. It's an acceleration of a start of an important event for all of us living here on planet Earth, right? And I will say particularly to those individuals with planet transits that are probably, or not transits, placement that is in one or more of a mutable signs, one of the mutable signs, one or more of them, including Gemini, Sag, Pisces, and Virgo, particularly between 17 and 21 degrees, where that sits in your chart. You can go to www.calf something. I'll post a link in the tags when I upload the video. For some reason, they don't let me put a tag in it prior. I don't know why that is, or turn on any ads or anything like that. So I do it all afterwards anyway, because I just want you guys to have the information, right? So I know that for me and a lot of people that I've been speaking with, this eclipse can be felt on a visceral level, meaning on a visceral level, just leading us, into no man's land. That's what I'm calling it. So it's felt on a visceral level for sure, and it's leading up to the eclipse and following the the full moon we had on May 29th, right? So no matter what your planetary placements are, it really doesn't make any difference. It is being felt by all of the signs in general. The ones I stated are just kind of the ones that I've noted that are coming and saying, hey, I'm this sign and it's really affecting me. So I just wanted to point that out for you in case you didn't know. This energy has been speeding towards us since March 2020, and it's been bringing up kinds of topics surrounding education, travel, information, communication, the isms, how we do our everyday shopping. 2020 was one of the most profound years that I've ever lived through with the pandemic, just to mention a few things that were going on. Travel was cray, just that alone, right? And it's hard to know our plans and our daily routines. And when we are changing rapidly the way it was in 2020, there was no surprise that every one of us wanted to push a stop button, a redo button, right? And say, hey, hold up here, I need a redo done, right? It's not a surprise. So what's also not a surprise is seeing the signs of Gemini, because Gemini rules change, right? And the solar eclipse is kind of, like I said, an accelerator, if you will. It's kind of moving us and the universal events as a collective, as a universal collective forward to cause this major big shift, this change that everyone's talking about, right? Everyone's saying, it's happening, or it's happened, or it's going to happen. And everyone has and is entitled to their own research and opinions. And so that's why I love listening to so many astrologers and reading and finding out different information, versus a Western or Eastern or Vedic. There's just so much to learn about it, right? So just an FYI and disclaimer, I am not a quote unquote licensed, certified, whatever astrologer. I don't hold that title. Anybody that's looked into studying astrology knows it's an intensely difficult topic to study. And not because it's a hard topic in general, just because there's so much stuff, right? So I think this solar eclipse is kind of just accelerating all of us. It's accelerating us to move forward, and it's causing the universe to move forward. And all of the isms are crumbling that we're no longer serving us as a population, as a collective population on the planet, right? All the way down from the government, the president, all the way down to how much toilet paper we could purchase at a grocery store. And it seemed to have happened overnight, right? So we were all tempted, like I said earlier, to hit that replay button or that pause button. And I have, since this all has begun, wanted to do that very same thing myself, because this energy is cautioning us to just, I mean, really, if you sit with the energy and you sit in the now with consciousness, it's really just cautioning us to slow down, to take your time, to dot all your T's or dot all your I's and cross all your T's, to do different things in different ways. So I put out a poll because I'm really interested in knowing what is the most positive thing that you all have learned during this pandemic that we have had. Dare I say pandemic, COVID-19, or any of those things, because I don't want it to come back, right? And as of the 15th of June, California is completely opening up. Even some of the stores now are not wearing masks. So I'm just following the guidelines by the website, and I'm just doing what they're saying. And they're saying as of the 15th, we're open. So it's a good thing. So you all may be feeling the same way, tempted to hit that pause button or rewind button, right? Right now, this energy is asking us to slow down and to take a deep breath and look back and assess something, because we need to check facts, right? Check all the information that's coming to you, because Neptune can be, I'm going to say, less subtle and less notable. And this is why fact checking and not jumping the gun or hopping on to conclusions, right? Or reacting is key right now, because the ruler of this eclipse is actually the Mercury retrograde. So, I'm sure you've seen lots of astrologers talking about this, and many times we have gone back to the drawing board, right? We've gone back. We've wanted to start over during 2021. Travel plans, school, shopping, work. Yeah, just getting on a bus. I've never thought in my lifetime I would see food delivered at our door other than a pizza, right? So we're after all this is said and done, we're actually COVID trained, right? We're COVID trained now, baby. We're COVID trained. We know what to do, but it has certainly stopped us, has it not? And with Saturn now retrograde and the restrictions that were placed upon us, these planetary shifts have been coming at us since March of 2021. And I'm going to talk a little bit more further down in the video about why it's been doing that and what it's expected to do and when it's coming, right? And when these things are going to so-called occur, right? According to the stars and the charts and the astrology. So I know for me, I've wanted to go back since 2019 and hit pause, because it's just been a whirlwind for me, right? And everybody's on their own individual journey, right? And so 2020 has been difficult for us all. And a lot of this confusion that we've experienced is due to the configuration of Neptune, and particularly this one we're having on June 10th, the solar eclipse. It can feel like life is happening to you rather than for you or with you, right? The eclipse is meant to do exactly that. We humans are like, we like our comfort zone, don't we? We do. Cheers, everybody. I'm trying to train my mind a little bit more and remember things, but I've been having to write a lot of notes because that's how quick the energy is moving. Once my task is done, I move on, and then someone will ask me about it, and I'll say, do what? Because I don't remember, it's gone. So this energy is asking us, especially with what's come in during 2020, and I know it's been difficult for you guys, this configuration with Neptune and this solar eclipse that we're going to be having, you're going to feel that way. I have felt that way. Many people that I've spoken to have felt that way. And the reason that they are is, I've told you guys before, retrograde is going back and inside. So retrograde going back and inside gives you an opportunity to go backwards into a situation, into an environment, into a relationship, into a job, into something, right? That was going on, reevaluate, reassess, maybe gain a different perspective, allow forgiveness through heart, love, right? Heart, through the heart of love, forgiveness, right? And allow yourself to heal. Because these energies that are coming into us, they're asking us to, yes, slow down. They're asking us to look at what's important in our lives. Is it the 2021 Tesla you want to buy? Is it being on an Ivy League in the top college of the nation? Is it having the largest bank account in your family? What's priority to you? What is priority to you? That's why I want to see what you guys answer for the poll, because I know for me, right off the bat, I would say that 2020 really woke me up to the amount of time that I was spending in relationships with people. It was like a means to an end. It wasn't being present with the person. It wasn't really hearing them. It wasn't spending quality time with them. So the very first thing that came about positively in my life is that it brought the awareness that I need to slow down and be more present in people's lives, especially people that are talking to me, that come across my path, right? Because I don't like change either, and I like my comfort zone, and we resist change, and we're all on this go, 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 go button, right? And so we're kind of being pushed out of the nest, if you will, okay? And we've been restricted. 2020 has been horrible, had great times and had bad times, learning lessons profoundly, and we are COVID free, okay? Next, right? That's what I'm telling the government, next. And so now the energy is saying, okay, you've been restricted. I've shown you. I want you to slow down. I want you to look at things that are important to you in your life. Family. Are you spending quality time with your family? Or were you taking your spouse, your family, your loved ones for granted because you think they're always going to be there? Are you spending quality time with your children, studying homework, or was it something that they brought home and did in their room? Because in 2020, they had to be homeschooled. So a lot of parents had to deal with that. So I'm very interested in hearing what you guys' answers are. So if you would please oblige me and answer the poll question, I would greatly appreciate it. So spirit and consciousness and this 5D energy is now asking us to all those things I just said, and kind of pushing us out of the nest, if you will. Like a mother who pushes her baby bird out to fly for the first time. shifting our perspective as she pushes it out, right? And every time she catches the bird and she pushes it back out, the bird gains a different perspective, right? And that's what we're doing. And we're learning, and we're stepping out of our comfort zone, and we can no longer resist the change that's taking place, right? So we're being pushed out of the nest, and we're going to have to shift our perspective on what's being brought to the table, right? It's just things are going to be brought to us in a more constructive way. The energies are chaotic right now, unpredictable, and they have been for a minute, you know? So I don't know where you are in the world or what you're going through in your lives, but there isn't a person that I've spoken to regarding this that says they don't feel it. They're either getting woken up at 1 a.m. or feeling very anxious in the morning, and then all of a sudden they get angry, or they're being forgetful, or they're saying they feel absolutely exhausted and just can't seem to get enough sleep, and very, very thirsty, and I can't remember things. That's me. So if I repeat myself, you'll have to forgive me, because it's moving so quickly. The chakra systems and the aura fields we have around us and in us are for our benefit. That's how we pick up and perceive information that surrounds us, that's coming towards us, right? And so these energies have been chaotic, I know, and they're unpredictable. And we've seen some crazy stuff, haven't we? All the way up from the presidency, all the way down. And it's not going to stop here. It's not stopping. Right? It's never going to stop. So it's going to shift and calm down, but we are on a cycle, and there are cycles. And you go up, and then you come down, and then you go up, and then you come down. And so I keep telling you, it's heart, mind, coherence, and it's a cycle. And if you stay in the vertical instead of the horizontal, which is the world and the egoic self, and you stay in the vertical with consciousness, you'll understand what I'm talking about, right? And so even with these energies, the way they have been so chaotic and so unpredictable, it's been difficult to stay in that vertical for me at some points. I get this. I've been swinging from total bliss, total nirvana to give me a goddamn gun, right? So I understand, and that's why I'm doing these videos, to share what I'm going through and to talk to you guys about it and just give you some information in case you don't have it, right? We have to keep in mind that Saturn and Uranus are building up to their second square of 2021, and that's going to bring in a sudden disruptive change to structures in our lives, structures from the isms, the government, and all the way down to our personal lives, right? Like structures we thought were stable. This has been crumbling and exposing itself since March of 2020, right? So it's going to continue. Cheers. Guys, so tasty. So tasty. Gives me cotton mouth. Gives me cotton mouth. So Mercury retrograde can feel like somebody used the analogy yesterday, like the walls crumbling down, right? And I said, yeah, it feels like the walls are crumbling down, all right? These energies are asking us to look beneath the rubble. The fucking rocks that have already fallen down. All the goddamn shit that's crumbled already. Spirit, consciousness, and these energies is asking us, look under the rubble. Now Saturn's retrograde Mercury's retrograde. Now you have a chance to go backwards and go inside, reevaluate, reassess, readdress, right? 3 R's. So Mercury retrograde can feel like that to you, and that's exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Crumbling down foundations that no longer serve you. Because we don't like change. We could use any example that you want, that you don't like change, and you rather not buck the system versus changing the system because you might cause a rift, right? Spirit's saying no more. Mercury retrograde is going to crumble all those walls down, and if that's not serving you, it's going to fall away. And these energies are asking us to look beneath that rubble, because there are, oh God, there are blissful treasures that can be had there. This eclipse brings new beginnings. This eclipse feels like a saving grace. It's linked to the trine to Saturn, which promises to assist with this integration and change that have occurred and that are coming our way, right? This energy is about stepping up, showing love, showing peace, the heart coherence, right? To forgive and to release and to let go of things that no longer serve you and to make room for new, right? If you don't make room for new things, how's it going to come to you? It can't come to you if you don't make room for it, right? So how are you going to do that? So you have to do it. You have to go back in, especially during these energies, and ask yourself, what's not working for me? What have I done repetitively over and over and over and over and over again, and it's just not working? Every time I do it, I think I'm going to do it different, and it doesn't, right? I remember when I went to AA, was it AA or NA? One of those meetings that I went to. And that's the very definition of insanity, according to their literature and their books and everything that I read, and doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Insanity, right? And so things that don't serve you, that are very, very difficult, challenging to look at, to address, and sometimes because we don't want change, we choose to ignore it versus addressing it, because we think it's just going to be slid underneath the carpet or swept away, or it's just going to magically come in and off this little magic carpet and right away. And that's generally not how it is. What that's called is oppression, and you're oppressing negative thought patterns, and thoughts are what? Energy. And where you put your thoughts is where your energy goes, and what you resist will persist. So it's give me a second. Spirit is just so beautiful. She's so beautiful. I was telling friends of mine, if I almost started to cry, because if Spirit gets my emotion to where I'm just going to start bawling like a 2-year-old baby, there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing. And it's just going to go. It's just going to go, right? And there's nothing I can do about it. And because I scared a couple people. I think they said, are you okay? Are you hurt? Is something wrong? And I said, I am happy. I am happy. And they go, oh, okay, those are happy tears. And I could be in the grocery store. I could be getting gas. I could be getting my mail. I could be around people. It doesn't matter, right? And so I no longer resist. It's a constant ebb and flow, right? Constant ebb and flow. And I'm really excited about it. And I do enjoy bringing you guys all this information and talking to you about it. I want to look up something here and see if they have any updates on it. Let me see. I have a little thing on my phone, but I didn't want to look at my phone because looking at your phone when you're talking to people, see, that's very good, Cheryl, is rude, right? How many people go to a restaurant and they have their device in front of them? And then the person goes to the bathroom and they're like on their device. I'm like, okay, no judgment. I'm guilty of it myself, so I understand it, right? I understand it. I totally do. I want to see, let's see. I hope they don't make me sign in again. Oh, where am I typing? You're not typing anywhere, doll. Are you guys feeling the energy? Are you struggling at all with it? Are you in bliss? Wow, I didn't realize there was that much to type. There's so many forums. God damn. How do we know what? Well, I guess what you'll have to do is I'll post some links for you guys, because I really want you guys to have this information, right? With the blood moon that was going on, and that was May 26th, right? It's like I pulled. What did I pull? What deck was that? I pulled. Oh, I know what it was. I pulled a fairy card in my reading. You guys see that? Let me see if I can. Let me change this screen so I can see you guys. Can I split this? Okay. All right. I pulled this night light, right? And I have to read it. These 3 cards on the bottom of the deck, because I do my own personal readings every day. And so these were very profound and they went along with all the energies. So if you guys, haven't seen the readings yet, go check those readings out. I'm going to be doing Aquarius. They're coming up next. I pulled the nightlight, discovery, and the water element. I don't think they're coincidence that I picked them. This is the nightlight. And it's number 48. So 11. And that comes all the way back down to 1. So I don't know if you study numerology. What happens is when you have a spiritual awakening, I'm going to have to say this right off the gate, man. People will find themselves involved in nature, gardening, astrology, tarot, teaching, or something of that nature, I think. Okay, so let's see if I can read. I don't have my glasses in here. I have them in my car. Shizzle. Okay. The fairy rests easily, all curled up in the knowledge that her faith keeps her safe within her world. This card delves into the realms of precognition, intuition, and prolific dreams. If you pulled this card, you're probably a person with high intuitive skills. You may be someone who has precognitive dreams or premonitions. You know when the phone's going to ring and you know who's calling. You are a person who delves not only deeper into the mysteries of life, but deeper into your own being. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going through. You may be very advanced in your pursuit of knowledge, or you may be just starting to follow the quest for insight. Take some classes if they're available to you. Study and learn. This is a spiritual quest you're on. Have faith and always ask that your helping element friends be with you and guide you and protect you. That's so beautiful. You have vivid dreams. You may want to keep a dream journal. Keep a notebook by your bed. My stomach's all warm. It's like that this torch is being blown up. I'm feeling hot warmth inside my belly and my heart. So beautiful. You want to keep a notebook and a pen by your bed before you go to sleep at night, and just kind of remind yourself that if you wish and you wake up, you can record something, right? And you can train yourself to do this, and then it will go easily for you and you'll be able to go back to sleep. Because some people say, I don't want to do that. Shit. If I wake up at 1 a.m. and I'm writing notes, I'll never get back to sleep. But they're saying if you make it a habit, you will. So you could train yourself. So often you will then see that your dreams are prolific to you, right? Or had meaning that you missed the first time around. Dreams, or during your dream state, our soul sometimes travels. You know, it travels, right, to many places. And many of our dreams, that's why we can only remember bits and pieces, right? And they're actually events that we're experiencing in the dream, in the cosmos, wherever that station, wherever you are, right? Wherever you're dreaming, wherever you are. I have to choose my words differently now, and it's hard. So excuse me for that. But it's wherever you are in the cosmos. You're with your angel spirits, guides, your higher ascended masters and angels, and they're with you and they're taking you on the ride, right? And they're showing you things. So they may seem, even when you wake up in the morning, jumbled, your dreams, right? You're like, I can't remember much. None of it made sense to me, because you're trying to interpret information through your physical brains. That's a different realm, right? And so it says, I ask to be awakened to the knowledge of the universe. My soul hungers for the wisdom of creation. Yes, it does. I open up to receive your teaching. I cast aside and unfold fears, and I go forth in faith. So be it. She's beautiful, isn't she? I'm telling you, I'm a fairy. I'm a fairy. And then I got discovery as the current energy. She's stunning. And this card, when I read it, I don't have to read it all to you guys if you don't want. I like reading them, so you'll just have to indulge a girl because I like what they say. And people, just so you know, these are a form of affirmation, right? So if you don't do tarot cards and you don't want to learn tarot cards, get yourself an oracle deck, a positive oracle deck, and just pull yourself some positive messages each day, and you'll start reinforcing positivity in your life, and you'll see a shift. You will notice a shift. And that's why I'm saying, when you get to where I am, you'll understand what I'm saying. And so I'm trying to assist you to get there. If you allow me, we'll get there together. So this is potential. That's what the card means. She's so pretty. She's talking to a dragonfly. Or no, a dragon. Oh, shit. I felt that. I rubbed it, and then I've been telling my friend Denise, and I've been emailing her and telling her, I feel like there's someone that has a torch inside my body, and they're they have the ability to turn it hot or cold. And when I just looked at the card and I felt an emotion and my heart got all hot, like they turned the torch to hot, right? And I can feel it inside and it's so crazy. And then I start to read the top and it says, this is time to open your eyes and examine what is really in the world. Is it of your liking? Is your view of reality encompassing all that it can? It is time to open up your unlimited potential. Delve into the life and discover all that is there waiting for you. Step out of your comfort zone and try some new things. Start a hobby. What is that you have always wanted to do, but have put it on the back burner? Why? Because we don't like change. We don't want to get out of our comfort zone. It's time to do it, Spirit says. Get involved with others. Join a group or a club. Never been a club or a group person. Take a class. Now I could take a class in something that sparks your interest. Expand upon your life's experience in ways that promote your well-being. Be open to new ideas and new ways of seeing things. Listen to others' views. Isn't that what I just got done saying with the astrology? To be present when someone is around you or with you or speaking to you. I don't care if it's the butcher cutting your meat, right? Listen to others' views with an open mind and a heart of love. And you will, Spirit, I see you. They're all over in here. There is a lot that you can add to your life just by opening up your eyes and accepting and surrendering. Surrender first, and then accept change is coming. Because here's the thing, change is coming, you guys, whether you like it or not. And so you can be tethered to the fire hydrant like I was, or you can untether yourself and go willingly. It will make life so much easier for you. You will be so much more in bliss. You won't be like that tug pull, tug pull, tug pull. So there's a lot you can add to your life, right? By opening up and accepting this change that we're having. Life is going to always evolve. It's been here for a very long time, this world, and it's always going to evolve. And it's constantly offering up brand new opportunities for growth for every single person in every single area of their life. Every area of their life, right? So she says, go with it. Grow and learn as much as possible. Open me to which enriches my life and the lives of others. Through me, show me the realms of possibilities and the mysteries of life. I ask for guidance in all that I do. I open myself to accept this help. That's a key thing right there, accepting help. Asking is really hard too. And to acknowledge its presence. I now see clearly what is around me. I see you, Spirit. What's behind me and what's before me. And I am so blessed. Learn something new today. One of my favorite cards in here, she tells you to go have chocolate. She's the chocolate fairy. She's the chocolate brownie fairy. I'll see if I can find her. She's so cute. So see, if you don't do tarot cards, you could just do affirmations. These are a form of affirmation. Because I don't know, for me, I can only speak about myself personally. I have a hard time how can I say this? You know how when you would go into the locker room and that you guys were all prepared for before a game and how everybody was pumping everybody up and doing all that stuff, and so everybody was saying some loud and obnoxious things, and they were pumping everybody up and saying some positive stuff. I have always, I don't know why, had a problem pumping myself up like that. And I only know 2 reasons so far because they've just recently come to light. And I remember my mother telling me, you got to stop that imagination. You got a wild imagination, girl, and you better get your head back down here into the real world and stop lollygagging. That's what she'd tell me. And she would drill that into me to the point that I can't find my creativity or my inspiration. Because every time I say those 2 words or I start to imagine something, those are the first things that come to my head. You better bring yourself back down into the real world. That ain't reality, she'd say. You know, and it wasn't always the same statement, but it always meant the same thing. It's like, sit the hell up, put your hat on straight, girl, and stop daydreaming, because that's not going to get you anywhere, right? She did that with my art. She did that with my tarot. That's why I don't draw. That's why I don't paint. That's why I stopped doing tarot. And part of that too was just that she had 4 children, and every one of us was into something, right? And so it got to be a rather expensive hobby for everybody. You know, my brothers were in sports at school, and my sister was in drill team and flag, and I'm at home in my room doing my thing, you know, and it wasn't reality. She wanted me to do something that was reality. And so now my mother's passed, and boy, oh boy, I used to tell her, Mom, the older I get, the smarter you are. I bet she's saying something about how smart I am right now. Right, Mom? Yeah, because you and Dad did that to me. You and Dad did that to all us kids. And I don't blame my mom. I love her. I talk to her every day, and my dad. And, you know, they did the best they could. They just did what they could with what they had, right? I don't blame them. Don't you love him? Look at him. He's the old fairy. So if you like these cards, these are the fairy with the oracles. They're oracle cards, but it's fairies, and it's by Nancy Brown and Amy Brown. I love the artwork. See, I want to draw that. Here she is. Is she not adorable? Come on. See, if you were in a bad mood, even it's sad, you could shuffle these cards, and if you pulled her, she would make you feel good. Just looking at her, just the visual of her. So, excuse me. I've been very congested because I've been smoking a lot of concentrates. Been smoking a lot of Delta 8 because I've been having a lot of pain. So you can get something like this, right? And the last card I pulled was the water element. So I'll tell you that one. I love this deck. I want the 5-cent tarot. Everywhere I go, it's like $40. It's like, really? Okay, so that's a beautiful card. And it's green. So that's your heart. She's the elixir of your heart life. Let me see. Okay. Water is the elixir of life on earth. Yes. Cheers. It is also a symbol for the astral fluid or universal energy. The only example I can give you of the astral fluid is like the cerebral spinal fluid that connected you and your mom through the umbilical cord, the blood-brain barrier. That is that. Okay. Some people don't know that, they don't even think of something like that, right? But that's the actual universal energy of life, right? And this permeates all things. It does. And that's what she is. And she's a water element. So it's no coincidence I pulled her as an outcome for me today. And because I'm total water. I'm Pisces rising, Pisces sun, Pisces moon, or Pisces sun, Pisces moon, Cancer rising. I resonate with Taurus a lot in some of their readings because I have Taurus placement in some of my profound areas of my chart. So even if you went to a free website and got yourself just put in your date of birth, your time, and the city and state you were born in, you'll get a chart, and it'll give you a bunch of mumbo jumbo too. You don't have to print out all those things if you don't want to. You could just print that chart out, and you can go to your local library store, and you can get a book. It's called Anything Astrology, I think. You can even Google it, and they'll probably deliver it to your door because I know our library will deliver to the door. Anything you ever wanted to know about astrology or something like that, right? It's in the other room, or I'd go and grab it. Is it? Yeah, it is. And then you can look at any chakra book too, and it'll also show you some of that stuff too. But she's actually the water element of flow. Water is the elixir of earth. It is a symbol of the astral fluid or the universal fluid that permeates all things. Water deserves our respect and gratitude, since without it, there would be no life. That's true. If you didn't, your body is made up of how much percentage of water? Please go Google that and leave it down in my comments, because I want you to, then I'll know you went and Googled it. And then I want you to ask yourself, after you Google that, how many cells are in my body? And what is the human body made up of? And then leave that down in the comments and tell me, because I want to know. I mean, I'm a nurse, right? I've been a nurse a long time and a respiratory therapist. I've been in a lot of labs, and I've seen a lot of cells, and I've studied a lot of anatomy, physiology, psychology, sociology, physiology, anatomy. I even did childhood development and some other stuff that I specialized in. So it's interesting. Our body is such an amazing machine. And if we do right by it, it will do right by us. So this is asking us, water deserves our respect, because that's us. We're made up of water and cells. You deserve to give respect, gratitude, since without it, you wouldn't have any life. Honor it. Understand what it is that you are made up of as a human being, so you can protect itself at its purity, and not to be wasteful of it. I see, wow, that's profound, Spirit. Thank you. See, that just hit me like a ton of shit. I've been putting off starting yoga again because I keep saying, you're already too skinny. You start doing that, you're going to get skinnier. That's an excuse, and it's old behavior, because yoga is just going to tone this flabby ass, right? And I'm just being lazy and resisting change because I know it's good for me. And what I resist is going to persist. And so I'm going to continue to beat myself up about the way I feel physically, because I don't want to pull out the yoga mat. So that's what she's talking about. I'm guilty of that myself. We're human. We make mistakes. We're work in progress. So Water element is associated often with divine feminine. Divine feminine is been coming in since March 2020. And what is divine feminine? Soft, easy, forgiving, loving, mother, creator. I mean, even if you look at any of the feminine energies of the tarot deck, let's just take the Queen of Wands. She's holding a wand and it has 3 buds on it. She's going to make sure every one of those buds produce something, because she's beautiful inspiration and creativity. But she has all those other assets too. They're just an asset of the Empress or the High Priestess. Just court cards, right? But they all are feminine energy, and it's so coming at us. And that's why I'm saying slow down. Even if you say, what am I supposed to get rid of? What am I supposed to do? I know for me, I have boxes of clothes that I certainly would not fit into, right? I'm like a size 2 and they're like a 10. I need to just take them to the Goodwill. I can't bring new stuff into my life unless I get rid of that, right? I have books that I've read that some I keep for research, but others I could pass on to someone else that might enjoy the read, right? That's clearing space. Relationships. Someone that keeps kicking your ass. A friend comes over and she complains all the time. Nothing but complains. And by the time she leaves, you're literally exhausted and you didn't help her a bit, you don't think? And she comes back the next time and she's doing the same thing. You know what I'm talking about, right? You can clear away people, places, and things that don't serve you and make room for new. And that's what she's asking. So let me take a rip and then I'll finish reading her. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Be sure and mark your calendars. I'm going to be doing a live activation on the new moon solar eclipse, June 10th, live at 7 p.m. People say, why are you doing it after the eclipse? It doesn't matter. Time is, there's no such thing as time. Time's a construct. And it's a man-made construct, and you have a shadow, a pre-phase, and a post-phase. So you have plenty of time. Don't stress it about it. Do the new moon ritual video that I have up. Do that maybe before the 10th. And then clear away any space that you want to clear away. And then write yourself, get a journal. You don't have to be a new journal. You can get a new journal and write down new intentions you have for yourself. And base it off of this if you can. So, consider carefully all the ways that you use water. How much do you use? Do you turn the water off while brushing your teeth? Are you consciously grateful for the water? You may want to examine your emotions to see if there's tumultuous. What? You may want to examine your emotions to see if there are tumultuous or even a key. Oh, okay. She's just saying examine your emotions. Though it is natural for emotions to fluctuate, ask the water element fairy to help you. Okay. Yes. Well, I love the way that she said that, but I'm not even going to try and pronounce that word. No. What she means is just go with flow, right? Water is mutable. It's mutable. It's meant to go into places where others don't. It's just a mutable sign. It don't care. Just be that mutable sign. These water fairies, they're dancing in the flow of energy, right? And they're around you and within you, and all you have to do is call upon them. They're joyous, they're boisterous, and she moves with such content and such current, right? She does not fight. She doesn't fight. Look at her. She's in the, oh, did I put it away? She's she can't fight, you know? She just goes with the flow. I love her hair. I always wanted to be a mermaid. I always did. So dive right into the depths of your nightly dreams and explore their content. They hold many messages for you, and if you just take time to focus on them, you'll know. Pay attention to your intuition as it works as your guide in your daily life. You know that to be true, right? You can be walking out a bar with your girlfriend. It's dark and you have a car right over there and you're like, nervous about walking to your car. Someone's chasing you. That's fight, flight, right? So you already know. You already know. You just are too busy here to listen here to your intuition, because the intuition is not pushy, doesn't scream, doesn't demand. It's soft, like your mom breastfeeding, and so bliss. And so you'll know, right? So dive into the depths of those feelings and maybe keep that journal and get a tablet and put it by your bed. And you can use that same tablet unless you want to specify that's your dream journal, because I have a dream journal every day. Can't remember. I think recently I've had, in the last 45 days, maybe 3 events I remember. So that's progress for me with all the opioids I did. So pay attention to your intuition. It works the same way in your daily life, like I was just saying. I'm not walking down that alley or someone's following me. I have my mace. I'm taking it out, right? That's intuition. Ask the water element fairy to help you. Help you to clear away any energy and to give you a pool of calm water, right? What you need to know about yourself on a deeper level is already there, and you might be pleasantly surprised by what you discover about yourself. I honor the fluidity of life. I dance in the spirit of water. That's my friend Denise. I drink in its substance deeply, and I am this sustained. Be poignant today. Boing, 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 boing. That's another good point. I love this author because she makes really good points. If you have seen the the water energy test of negativity that they do, if you haven't seen it, Google it. It's a big thing. It'll come up. Okay. If energy can move and do that kind of thing with love and water and music and all those things, think about how you are every single day. And if you are putting a shield up, if you will, that's the only way I could explain it to a client today when I was helping her, is that if you put a shield up all the time, it's not any different than a seatbelt, right? When you put a seatbelt on to prevent you from going through the windshield, if you get into a car accident, that seatbelt's going to injure you. And you could even still possibly pass away from a seatbelt injury, right? But it could potentially save your life. It's the same thing with all that, what we're talking about here. You just have to be willing to listen, right? And are you being buoyant? Are you being drinking? If you're not being buoyant, moving around, you're not moving energy. And if you're not drinking water, you're not conducting energy, because water is a conductor. It connects us to source. It connects us to self. It keeps us and sustains life. What is the one thing that you know you can't survive without? Water. So I'm going to take a rip with you guys, and then I'll get out of here. I literally, I'm having to force myself to do things. And the only reason I'm having to do that, and I don't mind saying it out loud because it's behavior, right? If I sit here and say, oh, I'll do yoga tomorrow, or I don't get out of my pajamas, and I don't shower, and I don't eat, and I pour me another fucking vodka, right? If I keep doing that, that's considered resistance, and all my shit is going to persist, right? And so I know this. I know this. As sure as I'm sitting in this chair, I know this. But that does not make the task at hand any easier. It doesn't. And that's why people say, how come you make it seem so easy? You seem so peaceful. Trust me, 90% of the time it is easy. 90% of the time it's bliss. It's nirvana. And the other time I can't even say it's bad. It's nothing. It's not bad. It's just that I have to deal with unconscious slumbering people that are operating in an egoic mind pattern that is not for my best interest when I have a interaction with them. And so it harms me. And so that is when my egoic mind wants to rear its ugly head and respond or bite back at someone, because how dare them do that to me? Don't they know who the fuck I am? Really? Really? When you have a spiritual awakening, all that stuff falls away. But the stuff that comes up is the stuff that is left where? Trapped in the cells, like I was just talking about, with no conductivity and no movement, because I'm refusing to do yoga, so I can't release it and make space for new. Make sense? Ding, 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 ding. Don't put people in a box. Don't put people in a box. Cheers, everybody. Somebody said, how can you be that awake and spiritual and smoke cannabis? How can you be that awake and that spiritual and take morphine? Don't judge me. I don't judge you. That's medicine for me. I don't get high with that. That's not even my intention, right? So it's like, that's a perfect example of people not thinking about what they say because they have a mental concept of what cannabis is and what we should or shouldn't do with it. And it has nothing to do with whether or not it's beneficial for me. It just has to do with what they were taught behind it. That's all. And so that I have to forgive them, turn my cheek and say, I forgive you. You know not what you're doing. Everything in moderation. Why is it here? Everything in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. Cheers. What are you guys smoking? I haven't seen any chat. Maybe I have my chat off. Maybe I turned my chat off. Did I? How did I do that? See, I'm learning my Mac, you guys. Everything is still a process for me. So I just wanted to come out and talk a little bit about the energies for you guys, tell you what's coming up. Really, the only thing that you really need to focus on is clearing out things that don't serve you. Releasing them and letting them go. If it is something that you are tethered to due to a long-standing relationship like me and Mr., there can be a severing of the marriage or the relationship or whatever through love, through heart coherence, through forgiveness, right? Because isn't that what it's about? He's no different than I. And I can only speak of my situation. I don't know yours. I can't speak of anyone else's situation but my own. And so Victor's no different than I. No different. He is a beautiful sentinel being, oneness, and my brother, right? And knows not what he's doing because he's unconscious. And if you're not aware, you're not aware. And if I can't be compassionate and have empathy and forgive, then shame on me. Shame on me. I no longer will look at things and people, places, or things with a conceptual set of mind patterns in the way. I will no longer put people in a box. I used to be at I don't care. I'd be sitting at a restaurant and eating a meal, and somebody would walk in and they would be dressed not to my liking, right? I have that person in a box and a type before I even took my next bite of my hamburger. I have no right to do that to another human being, and they're no different than I. God is asking us oneness. Oneness, consciousness. What you're seeking in people, places, and things, the love, the joy, the happiness, the unconditional bliss that I'm talking about, cannot be sought from outside external things, people, or places. You will never, ever, ever feel this there. You will feel love. You will get satisfied. You will do things or accomplish goals, but it will always be short-lived. And then you'll be on to the next goal. It's always a means to an end. When I get this, or when I do this, or when I am this, or own it, and the list goes on and on. I could close my door, my front door, and leave everything in this house behind and not blink an eye. Why? It's just shit. It's just shit. And I bought everything secondhand at the thrift store, at yard sales, at estate sales. And it's just serving its purpose. A chair. This chair, she nursed 3 children in this chair. The energy from this chair is so profound. She nursed 3 of her babies in this chair. They gave it to me. They gave me a bookshelf, this, and my 2 French doors. And it was such a beautiful couple. But see, they were removing things that didn't serve them anymore. Their children are grown. She doesn't need a rocking chair to nurse children anymore, right? And so she was allowing someone else to use what she and they had and to get the benefit that they got out of it. Plus, it's a win-win, baby. I don't even want to redo the chair because I can feel her. I can feel her children. I hear laughter sometimes coming from this room. And I have a beautiful cushion that I bought for it. But everything is energy. Let me ask you this. If you have a person that's passed on, bless their soul and rest in peace if you do, and my condolences. If you didn't have a picture of that person, or if there isn't a picture to document that person's life, do you think that they're forgotten? I found, I have that book still. I think I still have it on my bookshelf because I can't bring myself to get rid of it, right? I buy books and stuff at secondhand stores, thrift stores, and things like that because they have really great prices and great reads. And I opened up one book and there was pictures of a mom with a brand new baby. Probably 20 pictures in a plastic bag, right? I posted them on my Facebook. I posted them on my Instagram. Nobody ever claimed those pictures. It's like my mom's picture. I said to myself, if I didn't have this picture hanging up, Mom, people would forget what you look like. They'd forget what you look like. if I didn't have a recording of you saying something, a can of soup, she said, a can of soup, because we got her these things you could stick on the top of her cans, and she could just push the button and make a grocery list, right? And that was the last thing she recorded, was a can of soup or something of that nature. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't know what her voice sounded like. I would remember my mom and what she looked like, how she sounded in my mind's eye, but I literally wouldn't hear it sensory-wise until I play that. And I play it often, and I have her picture up often. So I think if it's once the picture fades, are you going to remember me? Probably not. Probably not. So my job is as a sentinel being is to remember, for people to remember what I did, what I've done to give wisdom teachings and to help them on their journey and for them to help me. That's me asking you for help too, because that's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life, is ask someone for help, because I was always taught that's a weakness. It's just the opposite. It's a strength, and it takes courage, right? I'm parched. And if I don't ask for help, then you can't give me help. And if you don't come and listen to the videos and leave a comment and ask for help, I can't help you. So it's a win-win. And that's what Spirit wants us to do. Oneness. Come together. Come together. Oh, what's that song? All right. I don't know that song, but she's popping it in my head for some reason. What's that song? I can't remember. So I've probably held you guys up way, way too long, and I'm so sorry for that. But just, if I can give you any advice, if you'll allow me, is just imagine yourself rocking like this. Do not engage every single thought you have and give it meaning. As soon as you've given it some sort of meaning or value or something, you're going to be off and running, whether the thought is true, false, or in between somewhere, right? So slow down, rock, and then the information that comes to you in the video I told you, fact check. Is the fact that's coming to you truthful? Is it twisted? You know, the fish story, the fish was this big when they caught it, but by the time they get home, it's this fucking big. So fact check everything. Don't overreact. Try not to respond immediately, because if you respond immediately, it's probably your egoic mind that's responding. And then you can just say, okay, I did that. Yep. And then you notice its behavior. And it's okay if you do too, right? If you do it, I do it too. And sometimes I do it because it's residual. And sometimes I do it because some unconscious people really piss me off. And it's like, do you not have a brain, right? That's what I want to say to some of them, but that's not very nice of me, right? And it's old behavior of me, because I thought I knew everything. I don't know shit. And that's been one of my problems. Right? I used to tell shit. I could go on and on, but I won't. Let me just take a rip and get out of here. Write a dream journal. I will link the new moon ritual. You can do the new moon ritual now, between now and the 9th, or you can do it the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, and you'll be fine. Charge some water for yourself. Put some fountains by you that have music. Get out in nature. Write. If you're like me, I'm resisting writing. I'm resisting leaving my house. I'm in the chair, tethered to it, right? and it feels like punishment to me. It feels like I'm punishing myself for something. And I remember saying to myself when I was little, I didn't even say it to myself, I said it out loud. I said, I'll show you. I was so mad. I don't know what I was going to show him, but I was going to show him. And it keeps popping in my head. So I was one pissed off little girl. And I don't know what I was mad at. And so this energy, that's what I'm saying. Every thought you have, you don't have to give it value. You can let it come in. Remember what I told you? Walk it like a dog. As quick as it comes in, walk it like a dog. Don't engage it and let it walk right out. Because you're not going to engage a dog on the street, even if it has a collar and a leash. You're not going to go up and engage it because you don't know if it's going to bite you, right? Use that analogy. If you engage the thought, it's going to rear its ugly head and it's going to bite you. Do you hear that? Did you hear that? That's spirit. They're here. I love it. My mom suppressed this from the time I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I love you guys so much. Stay grounded if you can. I know the energy's intense and chaotic. Meditate, do some mindful meditation, write, listen to music, dance, drink at least your weight in water if you can. Do some exercise to move the energy around. If you hate exercise, walking, dancing is exercise. Just move so you can open up the meridians and allow the sensory input to come through your auric fields and through your chakras, and so you can listen to your intuition. Stay grounded. Take your feet off. Sure, you can take your feet off, can't you? Take your shoes off outside in nature. Maybe when you put them in the sand, put them in the grass for a good 10 minutes. 10 minutes statistically grounds you and brings you back into homeostasis. They even sell mats for it, so you can look at it. You can Google that information. Anything I tell you guys, you can, please, I encourage you, investigate it. Go out and investigate what I'm saying. Look up the things I'm saying. Look up the water energy. Look up the energy mat, the electrical mats that they have, because the soles of our shoes is the worst thing we could have ever invented in our life was shoes. Just saying. So I'm always barefoot. But today I got pink high tops on. I felt like pink high tops today. So if you have, been dealing with this and it's been extremely difficult and you need some assistance, please reach out to me. My email is there. Every client that I speak with, it's confidential. I don't ever mention any names or speak of anything that they don't give me permission to do so with, as a sharing experience and tool to help others, right? I would never violate a patient's rights that way, or a client, for crying out loud. I've been in the medical field since 1989. It's ingrained in this brain, right? And I take my clients very seriously, and what's bothering them or what they're going through, and we are able, through the both of us, to help one another, because they could, I know for a fact, help me with a lot of things, because Denise has been extremely helpful to me. Extremely. That girl's kept me grounded, man. And I thank you, darling. If you're listening, I thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, from the middle of my heart, the top, the round, everywhere. You just have been a great godsend to me. Thank you. And see, that spirit bringing someone to me that can assist me. And instead of me being resistant to her, right? Because I don't know how to play nicely with women or anybody for that matter. I've never had friends, right? So I don't know how to play or make nice. And so as long as I resist, then everything I'm going through is going to continue, right? But if I lay my rocks down and don't put her in a box and say she's going to do this, and this, right? And just let her in my heart and let her in my heart and put my guard down and tell her the things I'm going through or what I've been through. She's helped me immensely. So I know I can help if you want. If you want. No pressure. Everybody's on their own personal journey. So don't feel you ever have to do something that you're not ready to do. Spirit won't even allow you to do it prior to you being ready. You must be ready. That's why the Bible says, I won't place any more than you can handle upon you at one time. Because you wouldn't be able to handle it. And so if you're not ready, you're not ready, and that's okay. Nothing's good, bad, or indifferent. Remember that. It's only what the mind tells you is so. It's only what the mind says is so. So I'm going to get my little booty out of here and have some dinner. I've been on here an hour and a half, and then I will be putting out the Aquarius reading tonight for you, darlings. I haven't forgotten you guys. I'll put it out for you. Well, honestly, I did forget about you. My friend reminded me. I don't know how I did that, and I'm so sorry, but it'll be a good reading, I promise you. I may even do it live for them because I felt horrible that what's my list? Shoot, that was like the third shit. Gonna have to smack a girl. Please forgive me, Aquarius. I'll be doing them for you tonight, darling. I may even do it live for you and pull a couple extra cards for you. I'm sure you're waiting for that. I'm so sorry for the delay. You know what? Nothing happens by coincidence, right? There's a reason I didn't do it, so there must be a special message that's coming Aquarius this way. That's what she's saying to me right now. My feet are like zzz, zzz. My heart is like a torch. It's like this. It's like someone has turned this on and it's all hot in my heart. And when it gets cold, it's a different emotion. It's all about intensity and feeling. So that's what I'm saying. You can't find what I am experiencing in people, places, and things. You might find it for a very short time, and then you'll be off again. Do you see the shadows behind me? If you can't see the shadows walking behind me, then you're not awakened yet. You're not aware, but I can certainly see them. There are like 6 of them standing there right now. Wow. Okay, so she must want to tell me something, She must want to tell me something. We all have 3 to 5 angels, guides, ascended masters, right? In the ethereal world that were assigned to you at the conception that you were brought into this world. And so they're around you all the time, whether you know it or not. And so those are mine. And so I don't get alarmed that there just might be something that I need to know that's coming up for the new live activation. I'm going to be doing that. So make sure you mark your calendars. It's going to be my first live activation. So don't break a girl's heart and hurt my feelings. Please show up, you guys. I'm really getting out of my comfort zone and doing this for you guys. And I'm taking the time to prep and I want to do it, but I'm scared shitless. So y'all have to just know that from the gate. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I don't lie. So just please show up, even if it's for a second. Just please show. I can't wait to do it. I'm like a kid that's going to open up a brand new package on Christmas, or a bunny. Or a bunny. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I hope the information I gave you helped. Take what fits and leave the rest. You know how that goes, right? You know your stories. And if you need any guidance or help, reach out to someone that you know has been going through something similar to what you're going through, and I know you'll get help. Asking for help is not a weakness, it's a strength. Remember that. Namaste.